Hello, everyone. Welcome to the roguesun podcast, where today we'll be bringing you the supernatural and the superheroics. That's right. It's the roguesun podcast crossing over with the Radiant Black podcast. Hard to say that without laughing.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Bash, and I'm joined by my friends and fellow hosts, Matt, Charlie, and Ali. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Pumped to be here. It's not every day we get a crossover. I mean, we've seen these characters interact, but Marshall and Dylan have not really had too many encounters that we've seen where they've actually got to meet and talk. And I think that this is pretty cool to check out. So I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. What about you, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Definitely stoked to talk about this one. This has been a long time coming. Been excited for this one. Spoilers, amazing issue. And also spoilers. I kind of have a couple questions about the crossover as a whole. But I can't wait to get into that with you guys. It's been a crazy week moving into my new house. I bought my first house, so I'm moving in
Yes,
there.
congratulations.
And, thank you. That's been a lot of work, but we're getting there. So yeah, excited this came up and can't wait to talk about it. How are you, Mr. Ali?
I'm doing good. It's still cold as brick out here, so barely get to see the sun. We're halfway through April. That's lovely. But at least we can get some heat from this roguesun issue. How you
There we
guys doing?
go. There we go.
Good. Yeah, I mean, I do like an issue where it feels like it's the divorced kids like support group. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that feeling. It was there's like that bonding, which is cool. But this one kid is half the age of the other guy, which I thought was particularly interesting since he's seeking wisdom from the teenager. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get there soon. Before we dive into the issue, which was like Charlie said, it was great. We got some C2E2 announcements. So we kept it nice and brief this time. We just got the main ones. They did like touch upon things we already knew, like showing the covers for the previous issues that were already solicited, giving an update about the voice. What's it called? The audio book. The audiobook. Yeah, the audiobook. So they said basically just coming soon. So we already knew that. Yeah, I'm sure they're busy at work recording it. And this to say, we got to give them their credit. They have been keeping the books on time for many months now, so that's fantastic. We're back on that like regular schedule. So yeah, let's talk about C2E2. I'll pull up the screen here. The first announcement is a big one, and I didn't put these in any particular order, so I apologize. But the first announcement is a pretty big one. So we've got the solicit spoilers, of course, of Radiant Black 36. Now, there's the covers of the issues. There's 3 covers, but they've only shown 2. So that's cover A on the left side. That is the cover A by Stefano Simeone. And then the cover C on the right side by Goni Montez, which is, of course, another helmet cover, which is going to be sought after. And that's the incentive cover. So it's going to be a foil, I'm assuming, because all the last few have been foils. It's going to look amazing. It's going to be very, very rare. It's going to be very, very expensive, very rare. So I hope you guys get on top of that. Yeah, what do you guys think of this cover? Of these covers?
Man, yeah, this was super exciting. Yeah, it definitely wasn't a big C2E2 like we're kind of used to getting these past couple of years, but we got a few things that were kind of cool, and this was probably the big one. We kind of learned this is going to be an origin issue. They're going back to their 5 issues, and then with the origin on 6. And yeah, I think me and we were all talking, and Bash was mentioning it does look like this is a homeless person here. So that's going to be a super interesting just story as a whole, kind of what a homeless person so desperate for money and desperate to kind of get on his feet. What's he going to do with such a crazy power and time power nonetheless? Like if you're homeless, you would think about, going back in time and fix what went wrong in your life, and kind of where it's kind of steered you down that road. So I'm super excited for this issue, and obviously Stefano back. He's on all these roguesun covers, and it's nice. Gonna be nice having him on a full issue here. So can't wait for this. What do you think, Ali?
No, I'm definitely very excited for it. I'm also specifically excited to see how this new person is going to interact with the other 3 Radiants, because like over the years, we've seen them develop relationships, love, hate, they kind of work together, they kind of not. So it'll be, because for all we know, he could be a Radiant Black hater, right? And then we kind of have this like black and yellow clashing. It can go a lot of ways.
That could be interesting. What a villain would do with a radiant. I don't think
Mhm.
we've seen that before. That could be interesting. I don't know if Kyle will go down that road, but yeah, I would love to see that. What do you think, Matt?
Well, I think like it's interesting to think about it because with Wendell, we saw he felt like time had passed him by with the robots, like he kind of felt out of touch, and with homeless people, like I don't know, but I can assume that you're feeling a lot like the world's happening without you, and no one really cares, and you're being ignored. So I think that could be an interesting route to take with it. And Stefano did the artwork when we saw it with 18 when it followed the 4 timelines and stuff.
Yeah.
So we could get more time stuff. Who knows? We could do some really interesting stuff with here. I think it's interesting, and that cover C, it's one of those amazing ones. Like even the bar is up there, right? It's my Twitter picture, and even with the high bar, it didn't disappoint. I feel like it might be the best one. Like goddamn, like so.
It's like a little bit of speculation with the cover because like I want to pick up what Matt just put down, which is like I agree the cover is amazing, and there are like what makes this cover extra special is that there's a set. Right, there's a set of the covers. People want all of them. They want to put them side by side. I'm one of those people. I don't know. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Right, we've had other people on the show like Tyler. Right, Tyler when we had on our No One episode, he had the whole Power Ranger set behind him on the wall. Like literally, there's like 40 of them, and then he had I'm pretty sure the massiveverse ones. Now we've already got one for Dead Lucky. We've got one for Radiant Red. We've got one for Radiant Black. We've actually gotten one for Radiant Yellow, but it's not
Does
by
Pink have one?
Montez.
Pink doesn't have one.
I don't know if Pink has one. I don't remember, but I'm talking about the Wayland ones.
No.
I'm talking about the Wayland ones.
Sorry.
Montez. I think Montez has only done one or two other ones. I can only think like the one that immediately comes to mind is the Radiant Black #1. He did the 150 for that one, the first issue, which is very similar to it's the same. It's just Radiant Black. Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure we're just missing. Yeah, we do have one, a pink one. I'm pretty sure we're just missing red now. And that'll be the
we have red. We have red.
We do have red.
We have red. It was the variant to issue 1, I think, or no, maybe I'm confusing them. Maybe we have.
Yeah, no, I don't think. We definitely. That's
okay.
Wow,
yeah, so there's just red. Okay, so yeah, this one is interesting because it's the second in the set, and if you guys, we've talked about it, it's going to be an incentive, which makes it much harder to get because it's 125, meaning your store has to order 25 copies of A or B or A and B to qualify for one of these. And I don't know if you've
better than
seen
50, I guess. Better than 50.
we were talking about this earlier though. Like I was telling the guys, I told them this on Wednesday or Tuesday even because this was uploaded on Tuesday. There's a website everyone knows, Capcan Comics, right? They got the ratio for roguesun number 26, which is the cover behind our stream right now. It's the cover we used as the background where they're homaging Superman and Spider-Man, and it's a roguesun and Radiant Black. That cover was $80 Canadian, and it sold within 5 minutes of the upload. And there are now 0 copies on eBay, 0. And you guys remember, like we talked about other sets in the massive, other cover sets that are sought after, and we have the Eleonora Carlini set that she did. She's done a few of them. She's done one for Dead Lucky. She's done one for Inferno Gold Red. She's done one for Radiant Black. And she does the existence issues. So it's like the one where they're like, the collapsing black hole and everything. Like those covers are gorgeous and they're really loved. And the Roguesun one is infamous and it's like known as being a ghost. It's like impossible to find. I think in 3 years, because me and my buddies, we have like the whole search engine optimization, everything set for it. And in 3 years, I think 1 or 2 sold in the last 3 years or last 2 years. Yeah, and they go immediately, like it's crazy. So I'm just saying, guys, if you love these covers and you really want them, let your comic shop know in advance, like work out some sort of deal or something because they're really getting really hard to find. I only found I was telling the guys like I was able to get these recently, and that's the Jacques 1 in 25 for Radiant Black 32. It's hard to see, but it's foiled. It's gorgeous. And then I got the Marcelo Costa. Like 1 in 25, and this was the thing in the USB they teased a long time ago. They finally did a cover, and that's the issue before 31. I was only able to get these from the Black Market Narrative website like a week or 2 ago because they uploaded them. And
even that you have to be quick with.
You have to be quick, because everyone posts that. Like, there's always a couple of people who buy like 1 or 2, and then they go and post it on the Discord, and then the vultures, which I appreciate because I did the same thing. So that's another thing you can do is keep an eye out on the Black Market Narrative shop website. They usually upload them, but they go fast. So yeah, thanks Ryan for telling us that they were going to do that. We're very glad I had a chance to get it. Now I'm not missing any of the Radiant Black ratios. I've already pre-ordered 33 and 34, so paid out my ass, of course, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's all I'm trying to say is these are going to be super rare. Let your shops know that you want them, and you could always like order more copies to qualify for them. Just talk to your shops; they're always willing to do some sort of package deal or something. But yeah, exciting covers. Very happy to get Radiant Yellow back. And I just want to preface one more thing. I said Radiant Yellow returns in the tweet, but I meant that as in the mantle returns. I didn't mean like Wendell returns. So I'm sorry if I confused anybody.
When
Wendell's
I first read it, that's
yeah.
what I thought. I was like, oh, what? Yeah. I thought Wendell's Radiant Black is like my. I don't know if I was like. You know.
I mean, this could be Wendell. We were talking about the possibility. I don't think it's Wendell, of course, but we were talking about the possibility. I don't think so either. But we just had the Catalyst War, and we have multiversal refugees as a result of the Catalyst War, while we also have a lot of homeless people from Chicago because of the destruction. So this could be someone who became homeless as a result of the war. And not necessarily someone who was always homeless to begin with, but it could go either way. I'm just saying that to entertain.
There's got to be a housing crisis discussions.
Buildings so now hit us with your comments. Who is it? Who is it? Everyone's best guess. I want all of you, even people here, tell me who is it when we get there. Like, who's it going to be? Is it Kathy? Like, let's see.
I don't know. It seems like Kathy's on the shit list, so I don't think we're going to have storylines for years.
Like, we're getting an issue with one of those memorials of all like the victims of the cows. This is like Kathy's name one of these days. Like, define them, nail them the coffin, literally.
There'll be a couple panels with someone talking and the name like blatantly over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Kathy Barnett.
I hope not. Please don't do that. Yeah.
I don't know what her name is. We'll have to ask Kyle next time he's on if we want to never have him on again after that. But anyway, it was
someone next.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah, this one's the as promised. I do say I thought Michael was joking when he said they were going to call it all new, all different, but they did. I think that's funny. I love that. Nice homage to comics history. If you know, you know. This is such a sweet cover. What do you guys think? I love the snow, especially.
Yeah, just adding to the line of these covers, and yeah, they're great every time. This one's kind of just a little more simple, kind of like the volume 1, but just with the cityscape in the back, and looks really good.
It's a nice homage, right? Because like this is the all new, all different era or whatever, so it's nice that they're kind of going back to how it all started.
But I love how the destruction is still there.
Yeah,
it's like it really shows that there's the weathered nature of the city and the character right at this point.
These are covers you want to display with the cover like facing outward on your shelf, because the way they progress looks really cool, how they're all similar but distinct in their own way. So I really like the way they do it, and it's kind of emblematic of like Radiant Black. I was just kind of like flying beyond the rest as far as like creativity and igniting that kind of like love, that spirit of Image, where it's like creator owned, doing what we want and really making the best of it and showing the best of Image and modern comic books. Is like no one does like Radiant Black or roguesun and Farrago Red, and to an extent Dead Lucky. So it's really cool, and I think it fits, and there's a reason that Radiant Black is gaining traction and talked about quite a bit online.
I like how it's like actually such a strong form of subtle branding. Like, you think about something like Reese, right? Reese's chocolate, and you know to associate like the iconic yellow text and the orange color, and then that's a Reese product when you see it from far. Like, you don't even need to grab; you can just tell. And I feel like Radiant Black has that kind of going for it, because you'll be able to tell just from the image of the volume, even if you didn't see the title, that it's like this is a Radiant Black product, because it has that like that thing that they're doing. And another way it reminds me of is like the Bourne series, like the Bourne movies. Like all the movie posters for the Bourne movies look somewhat similar in the sense that they have this like thematic visual identity that they're progressing, but they all obviously have different images, but you can tell immediately like that's a Bourne movie, you know what I mean, or something like that. Or like Harry Potter, for example, like when they're doing the movie posters, they have a very specific way they lay out the images, or Star Wars. So I really like this visual motif they're doing for the books, and I'm always curious like how it's going to evolve as we keep going.
Right,
I think
like how many more radiants can you add to flying up?
Exactly.
But they've been keeping it fresh. Everyone.
But do you think one day it's going to be him flying in another planet or something? Like, I feel like
100%.
Invincible post like Invincible War is a totally different book. So And Kyle keeps
once
saying,
you go black, you never go back. Once you go Radiant Black, that's what I meant to say. Anyway, we got the volume 7. We got the volume 7 cover. We got the volume 7 cover. Yeah, pre-order volume 7. I think they said September it's coming. I forget what the day is, but September. You can find it on any of the websites. Really, it's already up on Amazon. It's already up on a lot of the retailer websites, even like the ones like Amazon and sorry, I just said Amazon. A Chapters, one like that. So you can already get your pre-orders in if you want.
It would be cool if we got a villain that like just beat his ass, just like see Invincible, like not Invincible, Radiant Black, like flying towards the planet, like getting his ass kicked and getting thrown into something too. That'd be a nice little twist. I don't know if we would do.
Oh yeah, like someone's holding him. Yeah,
or just like yeeting him into the impact and something like up above or something, like anything like that. I think would be kind of cool. But no, I like the theme, and good stuff. We got some more announcements coming up.
Yeah, this one's really cool. So
didn't see this coming.
No, I think Kyle said like. This got to me, right? In the Discord, people kept guessing. They just kept guessing. Oh, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna do this, that, and we love that. We love that kind of activity. We love to see what people are thinking. Love to see like them tease us. So then Kyle literally, I think it was Kyle or Michael. One of them said there is literally like they said something along the lines of there's literally a 0% chance that you're gonna guess what we're gonna do. And I sat there like I swear to God, I sat there thinking there's no way it's gonna be Massiveverse if that's the case because these kids are so good at guessing everything. There's like data mining, like people on the internet, like they're just naturals at this. Like they know how to. They're very smart. So I was like, I don't know. I had this feeling of like, are they gonna like swerve us? Like, is it gonna be like a new Massiverse thing, or like maybe he's doing Moon Man or some other thing? I don't know. Like, because I kept thinking like, how can nobody be able to guess it? Like we've guessed other things in the past. It turns out it's a Batman book. So it's Immortal Legend Batman. A tokusatsu inspired take. Obviously, you can see it's DC Elseworlds. I was talking to the guys backstage. I was telling them I'm so excited for this because most of the current Elseworlds, not all, but most of the current Elseworlds has been existing Elseworlds books that are just continuing. Like they're doing new minis like Deceased or
versus
DC
Vampires.
Yeah, exactly. I personally don't really care for that. Like I don't think they're bad or anything. Like I think they're great. And
it's good to have them, but it's cool.
New. I want new stuff. Exactly. Yeah. So they had Batman the Barbarian, like Conan the Barbarian, coming out by the guy, I forget his name, who did Greg Smallwood. Yeah. So they had him doing that, but then that got delayed and it's in limbo right now. Nobody knows where it is. Then they had the Mann brothers doing their Batman. I think it was called Nightfire. And then that's in limbo. Nobody
the Mann brothers, that's the most like testosterone fueled title ever.
They signed their covers Man Bros. I'm not kidding. I'm like, it's really funny. Yeah. So yeah, we got the Man Bros doing the Batman Nightfire, but that's we haven't heard anything about that in a long time. So I'm super excited for this. These are some of my favorite creators, some of my favorite people working on some of my favorite characters. And I don't know, you guys have seen that this whole idea was based on just like cool designs that Jan Mora drew randomly just for fun in 2019 or something, 2018. And then Kyle like reached out to him and told him that like, can we pitch something to you and like make something cool? And he was like, yeah. And they pitched it to DC, and apparently DC like was into it, but then the editor like there was restructuring and blah blah blah. Anyways, a few years later, they had the opportunity to make it happen again, and then they're making it happen. I gotta say, I love this guy. Like first of all, Kyle Higgins, Matt Groom, Erica Dusso, Igor Monti, Becca Carey, Dan Mora doing the covers, Dan Mora doing the character designs, and Dan Mora. Yeah, I'll give it a quick tease. Dan Moore
he's doing the backups.
Yeah.
That's super
cool. And it's like basically the Inferno Go Red team, right? Like it's
pretty much
is. Yeah, literally the Inferno Go Red team. And
it's like the Avengers assembling, literally.
Igor on this, seeing Igor's name really made me happy.
Do we know who's doing interiors yet or no?
Dan Moore was the Phil Coulson, bro. Dan Moore, Phil Coulson. He brought them together, man.
To do the interiors.
Erica's doing the interiors, I believe.
Yeah,
Erica, right?
Erica and colors by Igor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
super cool design. I love the bat symbol there too. Like it's it's a cool concept too. I love they had a little blurb of kind of what the story is going to be about, and it sounds like Bash said, just super different.
I think it's gonna
kind of sounds like
Starfield
meets Batman or something
that.
Like
or honestly like
super
a little
cool.
bit of Power Rangers even, right? Like
it is.
This looks awesome. The more we look at it, like the cooler I think it gets. We're not exactly the resident like tokusatsu, like.
No, but I've always wanted an in, and I feel like this is like other than Radiant Black, which is like I feel like inspired by tokusatsu, but not necessarily pure tokusatsu. I feel like this is a good in into that because I know these characters, I like these characters, so like. This could make me a fan of Ultraman. I've been reading Ultraman versus Avengers, and I think it's great. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. I think it's actually a great book, but I don't really know Ultraman that well. I know what I've read
Yeah.
from Matt
Didn't
and
they just
Kyle.
do
So
Spider-Verse stuff too? Like they had like their Spider-Man Japan
They
or
did
whatever. They
do some-
redesigned that
yeah.
to be more
Oh,
yeah.
inspired.
They're doing
They did
they're doing the Spider-Verse. I know Matt just did the Web of Venomverse book that came out this week,
Okay.
and then they're doing Spider-Verse versus Venomverse as well.
Cool. Yeah, so it's cool
Yeah.
to see like a lot of these designs, and obviously it's working for Marvel, and DC's getting in on it finally. Like, all right, yeah. So like Erica's art is unreal. So this is probably, I assume this is her first time drawing Batman. For DC,
Actually,
probably.
could be.
I think so. And I just want to say, I was right. Everyone in the Discord was like, "Oh, Erica's drawing a Vertigo book," and I was like, "No, that's not necessarily the case because they give people just the papers that they have available, and sometimes they have Vertigo papers available." And I say this because I've seen original art that has nothing to do with Vertigo. They're just using the paper because it's good paper and it has Vertigo on it. So like it turns out, I think that's the book she was drawing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's doing a Vertigo book, but I think this is the book
Could
that she
be,
was drawing
yeah.
that she teased. That was the DC project.
No,
Man,
I'm pumped
yeah.
with this.
I
I'm
actually do
hopeful.
have to say, I don't know if this is kind of a hot take to say. I love the Batman costume, but
I
definitely
love it,
not a fan of the Nightwing and Robin right now. It just
Really?
it reminds me too. I'll tell you why, because it reminds me too much of all like probably 5 or 10 different skins in Gotham Knights that I would just never wear. That I would never wear. They were just like those weird skins that I would never wear. But hey, with the story, I'm definitely open to it growing on me.
Is Damien the Robin?
I think
I don't think we know yet.
Yeah,
I
think I know that
assume so.
they showed yeah, I can't remember. They showed 4 or
They
5
showed
characters in their design.
They showed Nightwing. And,
yeah.
They showed
Yeah.
Nightwing and Robin. I think that was that was it.
Was it
I
Tim
don't
though?
think
I think it was
they
Tim,
said
right?
who it was, did they?
Yeah, I don't know. They
Yeah,
didn't.
Let me see.
They
this
didn't
one.
say.
I'll tell you real quick.
I just hope Buddy Wing shows up.
Well, it can't
Yeah,
be
here.
Dick, because Dick is Nightwing. It's
Yeah,
between-
that's
Yeah,
what I mean. Yeah.
I can't
He's
see.
in
And
there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's Jason. Oh, sorry. No. It just says Robin. Yeah. What
yeah,
the
it just
fuck?
says Robin. We don't know.
It looks like Tim based
It
on the
does.
colors,
That's what I'm
but
getting.
like it could be anyone really.
Interesting.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Either way,
Yeah.
like I'm pretty excited for this. We don't have to wait too long for it. It's August later this year,
Yeah.
and Immortal Legend.
Watch it be Duke. Just watch them just like swerve up completely.
You never know. You never know. If I don't know if there's any. I'm not going to joke about it, but like I would love to see Starro, the best Robin of all time, but we'll see. Or Jaro, I mean Jaro. One panel, and it probably gets asked about like all the time. Like Jaro's like the Kathy of the Robins, basically. It's like shot at her, Jaro.
It's
Anyways,
true.
yeah,
That's so funny.
cool stuff.
Yeah.
Out of left field, like wild
Yeah.
shit, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
Very far.
So,
out
yeah,
of left
that's-
field, but yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say, truly, that none of us expected this. Like, there's no way any of us were like, oh, they're gonna do it like a Tokusatsu bet. There's no way, man. Nobody
No.
thought this.
It's the best.
That's really cool. It's a pleasant surprise. Massiveverse fans, look, I know it's not Massiveverse, but hey, it's a Tokusatsu, which could be like Tokusatsu.
And it'd be cool to get an Easter egg, like a black hole or something in the background, like a nice.
I need someone to just throw Radiant Black in like a DC. Bro, did you guys see in the new World's Finest issue, like not this one, the one before, like Dan Mora drew Duncan and Gran from one he literally just drew them in the, and it's not even the first time he's done that. He did it before the Detective Comics run. He drew Duncan and Gran in that book as well. So I'm like, first of all, I love him. Thank you for doing that. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but Bruno and the Daniele during Nightwing 300 threw in like a bunch of characters, including like half the Seven Secrets cast. Like the guy, yeah, exactly.
And they can't because they own them, so it's like, who are you going to get sued by yourself?
No, but they even put the guy from Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah, like they just so, bro, just do it. Just we got a Pikachu spot appearance. Sorry, last issue.
Right.
Yeah, might as well just throw like Radiant Black into this book. Just do it, man. Just let them like go into space and find like it looks like they have spaceships and shit. Just run into a being for like a half second. Can you tiny like
even
round
even
head
if
in the
it's like,
background? You know?
even if it's like a picture of him on a computer, they're like looking up assets or people.
Yeah.
A quick picture of Radiant Black in the background, you know, like that'll be more than enough.
Did you guys catch what was on the screen in roguesun this week?
I mean, there were a few things. I don't remember.
There's one like earlier, like when the guys. Well, we'll bring it up later, but like with the guy with the Radiant Black hat on, there's a little Easter egg to another Massiveverse character if you look at his phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. We got one more announcement.
Oh
So-
wow!
Yeah.
Good catch.
Good eye,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
I was wondering if anyone else saw that because I was.
But yeah,
like,
this is cool. Ross Marquand, he's a really good freaking voice actor. Like no one realized he replaced Hugo Weaving as Red Skull in Infinity War, and he's bringing that caliber of performance to the audiobook.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So,
Not too familiar.
he's
Obviously
immortal.
I've seen him as Red Skull, but
he's
yeah,
immortal. He's Rudy.
Yeah.
Oh,
gets
immortal.
around.
Okay. I could see that. I like that.
Yeah, so every other Colossal is going to get a voice too, presumably, if he's just like the Radiant Black
I would
Colossal.
think so. Yeah,
Maybe eventually, if we get more.
Maybe further down the line. We don't even hear from the other robots until further on.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's cool. Audiobook looks pretty sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for C2E2. Small but mighty list of announcements. I'm very excited for the Immortal Legend Batman. Excited for all the other updates, including the Ross Marquand being in the audiobook. I can't wait for the audiobook. And then, we've got the covers reveals with Radiant Yellow. Like, just so much to look forward to. So,
it's weird not to see a bit of IGR here with the second volume in October.
They did show that a bit of IGR.
Okay.
I just skipped it because we already got the digital.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Yeah.
Cool.
They basically just said the books at the printers, but they're trying to navavate the tariff stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is fun. That's another thing. We're lucky to get books on track with all the BS with that involved. So it's we're getting
one last thing I want to show.
Yeah.
So shout out. I believe the gentleman's name is Steven Martinez, and I apologize. I don't remember the name of the person who made the Funko Pop because it's custom made. But if you go to the Massiveverse Instagram, like the official Instagram, where they posted the clip of Steven giving this to Kyle, the person who made the custom he's in the comments. Like someone tagged him and he said, "I made this." So if you want to get his profile and everything, so he's there. Maybe we'll post it in the YouTube description for sure. Radiant Black Funko Pop. I gotta say, this is incredible. It's not official. Just don't want to disappoint anyone.
The amount of people say, how can you not? Like, it does look pretty damn real.
Amazing.
Here. But we can only hope maybe this is kind of a taste of what we can get in the future. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And he gave it to Kyle. Kyle looked very surprised. It was such a wholesome moment. I recommend you watch the clip if you haven't. They posted it on YouTube and everything. It was just a nice little clip of Kyle getting surprised. So shout out to everyone involved. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Kyle.
Yeah, it's like when George Lucas was presented with the Grogu doll or whatever on set. It's like, he's like super hyped about it. So it's cool. I can't imagine creating something that someone cares enough to make a bootleg figure of. And I say bootleg. By bootleg, I mean better version than the usual output from Funko Pop. So really masterful job on that.
Amazing. I want one so bad. That's all I could say. I want one so bad. I feel really envious because I want one of these, but I also want the plushies that Marcelo showed off one time.
Yeah.
They sell there's a certain Brazilian vendor that made it. Yeah. So man, soon guys, soon we'll get more and it'll start to become more mainstream. It's just a matter of time. But super cool. Look how cool that is. Oh my God. It's so cool. Yeah, we'll post the link to the clip as well, the Massiveverse clip where Kyle gets it. We post the link in our description. So
Massiveverse putting out a ton of really good videos and preview clips from comics and stuff.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for C2E2. Now, without further ado, let's get into the comic book. But before we get into issue 26, there's just one tiny roguesun announcement I want to show everyone. And it's a big deal. And I had to double check this if this is indeed the case. And it was. It's a big deal. So let's talk about it. So very briefly. So roguesun 25 got a second print. So I looked this up. This is the first time roguesun has gotten a second print. The whole series.
Really?
To do it in issue 25, that's impressive because that's like I said, the print count settled everything. Very nice cover by Stefano Simeone.
I guess we got to do more Ori farming. Is that what the kids are saying?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe those banners are helping.
Maybe right?
Banners, man. Yeah, with Radiant Black, people are picking it up, man.
Whatever it is, 25 might be a good jumping on point for people. I don't know if it's Ari on the cover or what it is, but it's working for the second printing. So
Love that.
Gorgeous cover.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I looked these up. These are very rare right now. Not many stores ordered these. I think on eBay there were 3 different vendors selling them, and 2 of them are in Canada, and 2 of them are my online comic shops. So I'm telling you guys, these are not. And I think one of them just had 1 copy. So. And I bought it. So I thought if you guys are completists like I am and you want every cover, buy this as soon as you can because it's very low print. It's very I suspect there's like 1,000 copies or less of this. Maybe even in the hundreds. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, no, seriously. So get your hands on it if you can.
Yeah. All right, now let's move on. The roguesun 26. Here is the cover A by Stefano Simeone. Again, love Stefano, man. His covers are fucking awesome.
The banner did annoy me here, like a little bit. Whatever.
I don't
care.
Really, I think this one is more palatable.
I guess
the banner is growing on me, man. Like it gives the book like I don't know. It gives the book a visual identity, and it makes in my opinion, it makes the Virgin covers the variants more desirable because then you're
does
getting
do that for sure. It does make me think of getting a version much more.
That is fair.
Yeah, because like you can get like the Rivaldo.
He posted his process of this cover on Twitter. Stefano did, and it looked amazing. It's been my wallpaper since it got posted. So yeah,
it is a sweet cover. Maybe one day it'll be like Smart Hulk, and I can put up a puny banner. But until then,
So that's the cover A, and then there is a connecting cover I forgot to show. So there's the next part of the Rivaldo connecting cover, which we've shown the full image before. So there's that, and this is the big one. I think this is going to be a very big, very sought after book. Let me explain. I was telling the guys earlier, we saw an $80 Canadian copy of this sell immediate. That's for people who want it. That's almost like 60 US. That's 55 US, maybe almost 60 US. So that's a lot for a 1 in 25 ratio. That's almost 3 times ratio. That's a lot of money for an indie comic book ratio. That's it's just a lot of money. We're not talking like this is like a Red Sonja cut, super hard to find ratio by J. Scott Campbell. Like it's not the same, right? So gorgeous homage to the Superman and Spider-Man crossover. I love this cover. I bought it. I don't have it here. It's with my online comic shop, but I did buy this cover. Very happy I did. I also love this. I thought this was really cute. Like the Massiveverse image and Massiveverse present. That was kind of clever. I love the lettering. I love that they kept this is the Spider-Man. This is how Spider-Man's title lettering is, and then this is the Superman lettering. So I thought that was really cool. Just love this cover. Marcelo Costa did this cover, and I recommend grabbing one if you like it. And like I said, these ratios are not going to be easy. The only bummer is it's not a foil, but who cares?
Massiveverse homages don't miss, whether you had the Wolverine and the Hulk cover or the first issue had the Secret Wars pose, right? So you get some really good stuff in this.
The Conquest one too from way back.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That one's one of my favorites.
They don't miss. They don't miss.
All right, we finally made it, guys. We got through all the news. We've shown the covers. It's time to get into the issue. Now let me just give you the quick creative team, and we'll get right into it. So got 2 writers. We got writing team of Ryan Parrott and Nick Cotton. We've got 2 artists in this one. We've got Abel working with Bruno Frenda, and then we've got Natalia Marquez on the colors, and we've got Becca Carey on the letters. So we'll do the synopsis. Previously in roguesun, when Dylan's absent father Marcus was killed, Dylan learned that his father was the superhero roguesun, and that he'd inherited the mantle. But when he tapped into the power of the Sunstone, Dylan discovered that he could see the ghost of his father, and that the two will have to learn to work together to have any chance of stopping the supernatural threats coming for New Orleans. Dylan and Marcus discovered that Marcus's killer was Gwen, Dylan's mother and Marcus's ex-wife, working as an agent of Morningstar, an extra-dimensional entity who makes deals for power in exchange for carrying out his wishes. Dylan managed to defeat her by unlocking the power of the Blackfire, taking her to be imprisoned in a diamond at Perry Jewelry, a prison for the supernatural. Dylan's half-sibling, Ori and Brock, summoned the ghost of Caleb, a roguesun from the 1300s and from the Sunstone. At first helpful, he soon betrayed Dylan, taking control of his body and banishing Dylan into the Sunstone. Eventually, Dylan escaped, and with Ori wielding the soul-draining powers of Demonica, defeated Caleb. Recently, Caleb has returned, leading Ori to a second Sunstone. Once she's used to become a second roguesun, assisting Dylan in the fight against new foe Noxious. Yeah, that's what it's like. That was long. All right, so we start back home. They're looking at the mask that Ori wore during her whole Demonica goth phase. And, they're just talking about whether she messed with the Sunstone, how she came about her powers, and she's explaining. She's like, "Look, I have no idea where it came from. I literally just found it in the woods because they told me to dig in the spot." And there's almost this bitterness from Caleb, the way he's looking at her, because I feel like this is smart by Ori. She made him think that she was gonna work with him. At least she she kind of put that kind of out there. Like she didn't outright say it, but she gave him that like idea. And now she's just like blatantly like, no, like I'm not working with you. Like I'm using you. So I thought that was really cool. I'm curious what you guys thought of that.
Did you guys read the theory that Snow Comics threw in the Rogue Sun discussion yesterday?
No.
Because that's kind of painted the way that I see this. He's got this theory, or they have this theory of. My theory is that there's something wrong with the second stone. I don't think that is the real deal, and by extension, that Caleb is lying. I go even further, actually. Now that I think about it, I think that the Caleb Ori is talking to is not Caleb at all. I just thought about it a little bit, but rereading the end of Volume 3 plus the Ori scenes from Volume 4, and now I have no idea of where the arc is going. Morningstar is trying to get a hold of Ori. Yes, my theory is that that's not Caleb, but Morningstar is trying to trick Ori into making a deal with him. So I can kind of see that, right? Cool. Because it'd be weird to have another Caleb arc after we already had a Caleb arc, and he hasn't had a lot to say really in these last couple issues. More so this one. What does he even say the whole time? So I can kind of see that. There's a couple points leading to that, but what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, that was my first thought as well. My only problem is like I can't decide whether it's a real sunstone that Morningstar created, or it's like because my only thing with that whole thing is just like it makes sense, especially since later on we'll see that there's a covering for each other and all that. That makes it even harder to decipher the truth. But my only thing is like I like if it's not Caleb, like I'm just like, who would it be? Like I don't know. Would it be Morningstar or is it demonic?
Morningstar, I feel like it would have to be Morningstar at that point.
Taking the guise of Caleb, like Morningstar probably knows of Caleb, I assume.
I do agree. There's definitely something off with it, right? Like it's not because I don't know if it's ever been like 100% confirmed, but as far as we know, there's only one Sunstone.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and
that's
just been
But plus, Marcus would have mentioned it. I feel like Marcus would have mentioned as a second.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I remember. Yeah, that was that part right there. I'm glad they kind of touch on it here. I've always kind of been a little suspect of this. Yeah, second stone for sure. Like just coming out of nowhere because like the whole thing is about lineage and there only being one. But yeah, Caleb, he's kind of just in the shadows in this one. He, like you guys said, he's not doing much. But yeah, I'm kind of I don't know. Ari's definitely kind of going down the wrong path here, and I think she's not going to end up in a great place. But it's fun seeing her right now, just kind of playing around roguesun with Dylan. It's cool seeing them both out there fighting crime. But yeah, her motivations, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but I'm a little surprised she like after seeing what Caleb did to Dylan, she kind of just thinks she has the willpower to fight him off. I guess.
Know what you just made me realize too is kind of giving credence to the Morningstar theory. Usually, when we've seen Morningstar recruit people, so to speak, he kind of gives them the thing they want most in life. And here, roguesun said, not roguesun, Ori says, "I've wanted to be roguesun my entire life, and this is how I get it."
Well, yes, roguesun, you're right. She is roguesun. She's one of the roguesuns of early. But no,
I like that. Maybe this is his way of.
You guys remember?
Secretly, though, but still.
You guys remember my theory that like possibly the Sunstone itself comes from Morningstar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like he could have created the first Roguesun for very similar reasons, and then Roguesun becomes like Dante, right? Like from Devil May Cry. It's like, fuck all the use, I'm gonna do what
or
I
like
want
a Herald Galactus. That kind
Except
of
now he needs his own Roguesun to fight the quote unquote good Roguesun.
Yeah. It just happened too easily. The way they pull out the Sunstone out of seemingly nowhere with like no tease, right? It's just it's so suspicious. And if Morningstar can create that, I think that's an easy way to do it. I think there's multiple ways Morningstar could take the image of Caleb or even Veronica or a lesser demon that we don't know about that could be involved with this. There's a few ways to do it, but it is suspicious. And Morningstar is the big bad, and we haven't seen a ton of him lately.
Yeah. I do like how we kind of took a little break from Noxious this issue, though. We knew this one was coming, but always nice to get a Blood Moon back. I was hoping it was going to be Billy, not gonna lie, but we get Clyde here in this one. It was pretty funny. He was good. So we cut right to that, and he's just tearing up havoc in the streets. And this is where kind of both roguesuns come in. First of all, Dylan's very very like he doesn't want Ari to come at all. Like he's very suspicious of her, and
Hmm.
he kind of takes the Marcus role of this, like as like he really wants to control and make sure she follows his say and whatnot. But yeah, Ari, yeah, doesn't really go with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
as he's tearing up havoc in the streets here, kind of like Matt mentioned, we get a cameo on the phone, and we get
Yeah.
a little kid in Rogue Sun City, but he's wearing a radiant black hat here.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny. What did you guys think of
Yeah.
that? That
It's
was
when
I
cool.
love that. Yeah.
on the phone it appears to be Infernal Go Red too, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that as well.
So
Yeah.
that's really cool. I don't know in that universe, right? She showed up for like what, like a day. So like, is he reading like the character, or is he like a big fan from like the day she showed up in Chicago? Either way, cool to see a nice little nod to the other person that we usually get in these crossovers. So that was cool. Good to see. I don't know. I think poor kid got like yeeted right in the traffic though. No, they saved him, but like, damn, doesn't even being a
It
massive
kind of
fan.
saved him, or
Yeah,
Dylan didn't. Dylan didn't save him.
Yeah.
That's for sure. He yeah picks up this kid and just tries to, I guess, save him, and ends up running right into a train, or I guess it's the train or the I don't know what you call it. I forget
yeah,
what you call it.
yeah. Basically,
Yeah, but
rail
yeah,
car or
basically
whatever.
a train, and
Streetcar. Yeah.
A trolley.
yeah, streetcar. Yeah,
Yeah.
streetcar, and
Yeah.
this kind of is kind of a flashback to obviously
Right.
the first issue of Radiant Black, where he lifts up that
Yep.
train was the first
Right.
thing he did.
Yeah.
Right, so that's cool, and
He
man,
says sup Rogue One.
Yeah,
Abel
Rogue One.
killed it. Abel killed it with
Yeah.
Radiant Black.
Yeah,
I
He looks
love how he draws them,
amazing in this
actually.
issue.
Yeah.
He
my
really
favorite
does.
part of this crossover is seeing the art style of seeing Radiant Black in another
It
world,
was
and like,
great.
yeah, it looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
It
Yeah.
really does.
I really like seeing him in like the darker, bolder colors of New Orleans. Like
Yeah.
it feels like he's a little bit out of his element in a good way. I really like that. And yeah, this is the first meeting. This is like, it's a really cool meeting. And it's like, yeah, it's not, if we're being technical, it's not the first time a Radiant Black meets a Rogue Sun, but it's the first
No.
time this Radiant Black meets this Rogue Sun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
love
very
all the
cool.
jokes they laid. They definitely made that a talking point throughout this issue. That was really funny. One thing I loved right away is after Radiant Black saves him, Dylan goes over to the kid and says, "Go back to your parents and tell everyone Rogue Sun saved you." So
Yeah.
you can tell that really starts the similarities between I think Marshall and Dylan wanting appreciation from people, like just trying to save people, but needing the appreciation, the recognition from everyone, kind of who the hero is, and we get a great discussion about that later.
yeah.
But
Perfect
yeah,
characters to bounce off each other because they're very similar in the way that they think they have the whole situation and figure it out, and that they're smarter than the average person, and then it usually ends up blowing up in their
Yeah.
face. But no, it was cool to see them interact.
You guys
Also,
notice? Yeah.
keep on. I was gonna
I was
say,
gonna
go for
say.
it. Go for it, Dave. Go for
I,
it.
I was gonna say, it's like, you guys notice that in the scene with the same page where the kid's wearing the Radiant Black hat and the phone, to the left they're standing outside a jazz tonight. So what are the chances they're gonna go? Sorry, experience some deep cuts in there.
Yeah, no, that's a good.
Deep cuts appearance in the Massiveverse confirmed. It's
That's
canon.
they
good.
should have thrown a little something that could have been pretty funny.
No, that's
I
cool.
would have been I would have been so happy if they did that. That's cool either way. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of talking points earlier, Charlie, you mentioned something about the chronology of these, how this plays out, right? How like
Yeah.
it looks like the next crossover issue might take place before this.
Yes, and it's I double checked, and I can definitely confirm that too, because later Marshall's talking to Dylan about this conversation he had with his mom, and that his mom like basically hates Radiant Black, and that's kind of a teaser. And the preview of Radiant Black 33, which we did get, is he's sitting down with his mom talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And obviously it's kind of a little closure. We get a little closure in this issue, and we're not. It kind of starts like Radiant Black's here, and we do find out like Clyde, I guess, was in Chicago, but we never really see any of that. So that's kind of the only thing that can really be explored at this point, which is I don't know. I know I forget who said it. These two issues, although it's a crossover, like you don't need to read both to get the full story.
Yeah.
But a part of me kind of wishes it did connect a little more than that. And honestly, we were talking about this a little bit too, but I don't think we're gonna see roguesun at all next issue, which is a
Not in
little
The
particular.
disappointing.
Radiant Black issue, you mean, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I'm
Yeah, yeah.
proved wrong, but yeah, I really don't think we're gonna see him next issue, which
I
is
can.
sad. But this was great. This was
It's
great.
probably just a scheduling thing, trying to make it so that the books all come out monthly, and you probably couldn't adjust one without undoing it for each other. So
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, it is a bit of a buzzkill, but yeah, if you were wondering, like, what is this stuff with his mom? We've never seen this. If you're up to date, like, it only really matters right now. In the future, you can go read it whatever you want, but for right now, it's a little disjointed.
Yeah, there's something really interesting about this part right here is that there's two tiny Easter eggs. One is Reading Black says, and I quote, "Also, my ride back is definitely in the middle of hooking up with a French girl, so I've got some time." That is literally him saying that Eva is getting it on right now. So
Oh my,
so
in
I thought
France, you're right. Yes.
exactly. So I thought that was interesting, and I'm curious if that's just like Eva's just having some like like casual fun, or if maybe there's a new love life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, love interest
Yeah,
in
it could be.
her life.
That'd
That
be
would be
cool.
cool. Either way, that was a fun little tease to that. I appreciated that. The other one is when when Radiant Black looks at the Rogue Sons, I should say, in that situation, he asks, "World's finest." I love that. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
because you know exactly what he's saying. He's just saying team up. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Team up
There was
question mark. Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. Like later on, not like quite like that, but like later on when Granny Blood Moon or whatever, she's talking about calls him a celestial, Radiant Black. Like I thought that was really interesting, that verbiage, because that's obviously you're going to think like Marvel celestials. Celestial is a term outside of Marvel, but very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was super cool.
That was
And
really cool.
yeah, kind of after this conversation, we get like all the kind of history between the Radiant Blacks meeting, but not Marshall and Dylan. We get like, oh, Nathan. It was Marshall who met Marcus,
Marcus,
and
yeah.
then I guess Dylan or Dylan met
Caleb who met
Nathan.
Marshall.
Did Dylan meet Nathan at
Yes.
all or no? Yeah, Dylan met
Yeah,
Nathan, I
Dylan.
believe.
I'm pretty sure Dylan met Nathan. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
It's been a
Caleb
minute.
as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the fourth time they've met, and yeah, I love just Radiant Black's reactions here. It's like naturally he got possessed, and that's how it goes in this world. But yeah, no, Radiant Black also looks like the way he's flying around here. Abel kills it, man. Like all the
sick.
reflection. We were talking about the reflections, kind of in the last
Yeah.
issue is the most we saw, but yeah, he killed it drawing the reflections in the mask, and it was just cool seeing the Rogue Suns flying with Radiant Black. It really kind of it was kind of a throwback to Supermassive. It did have that feel in some ways. I found.
I was having issues telling Ori and Dylan apart a little bit in this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
me
agree.
too. Me too.
I think there's like Ari's like a slightly different color or like a
My
little
She's got
guess
gold.
is-
She's got gold
yeah.
shoulder pads. But
Yeah.
yeah, when
Okay.
they're far away, it is kind of hard to tell. Even when they're flying there, like it's
Yeah.
basically impossible to tell.
If you look at the eyes, it's more hint. His eyes are like his eyes point upwards. They look
Okay.
like
Oh,
hers
Batman
are
ears.
out.
Hers is
Hers
more to
are
the side,
curved. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
like
see, I
that's
see.
that's the best way to tell them apart that I've seen. But yeah, she also has like shoulder
I think
pads
the
that are
armor too. Like she
colored.
doesn't have the
Yeah.
lines, the
Okay.
fire lines in the like stomach area. Hers is
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
just
It
straight
is
armor.
different. It's different enough, but yeah, no, I do agree when they're far away. Sometimes it is a little or it's easy to mix them up. But yeah, no, I still love her costume, and probably my favorite new character this issue was like Matt mentioned,
Grandma Bloodmoon?
Grandma Bloodmoon,
Grandma?
man.
Yeah.
She was
Grandma.
hilarious.
Well,
was
the
not
funniest thing
expecting
is this guy's running back to her. Spent
Yeah.
half the issue running back to his grandma. Like that's hilarious, man.
So,
This
and
is some
she's
weird
pissed,
like
yeah.
cult
She's
energy in
pissed.
this. Yeah.
He's breaking into her free time. This is her only quiet time that she gets, and he's bothering her. But yeah, no, it's we get a little more Blood Moon lore in here, which is always welcome. And
I will
it
say,
definitely
I
leads.
when
What's
when
up?
I saw them flying, and it's cool that they have the full moon behind, especially with like the whole werewolf thing going on.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Um,
Is that
I
the
kind of was
coolest page?
expecting her.
Coolest page in the issue?
It's gotta be. It's
Yeah,
gotta be.
I think so.
Right?
I think so. I think so. This or the next one. But yeah. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was really hoping for her to kind of have a transformation
Like a
too. But
transformation. Yeah,
yeah, I think we're saving
yeah,
that for another day.
Oh,
Like she clearly
yeah.
kind of set the
yeah.
tone that she's not like the other blood moon. She's not like a push around, you know?
No.
Oh no, she's even then like we saw like when she's like shaded and the moon's behind her and stuff like
Yeah,
that. It looks like there's definitely more to her, and I think
yeah.
I was under the impression that she did a lot more. Like there's a
She
lot
has a
more coming.
presence, right?
Yeah,
Like
Well,
she feels like a boss. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel
well,
like
she yeah.
a grunt,
Yeah,
right?
she didn't
Yeah.
really get her hands dirty, but yeah, she's pissed that I guess they've caught a lot of blood moons and put them in preen jewelry. So yeah, she's mad and yeah, she says 3 against 1. That doesn't seem fair, but yeah, then she kind of pulls out. I don't know if she changes the moon into a blood moon, but the moon changes into a blood moon nonetheless, and
Mm.
she just rises out of her wheelchair, which was so funny. I love this moment here. And
Mhm.
oh, where was that one line? I don't know where it was, but I like Marshall says to her like, "Oh, roll," like instead of stand back, he says, "Roll back, lady," like in her wheelchair. I forget where that was. But yeah, this transformation was cool, and we kind of get a powered up Clyde Blood Moon here.
yeah.
This page was
Yeah.
badass. This page was
Yeah,
badass, 100%.
yeah. I did. Yeah, I did like the fights. I like how he's like, let's play fetch, but then I like how he's being humbled. Like he's kind of out of his element, and you feel that like he's not used to dealing with magic, so he doesn't really know what he's up against. And I love like like the surprise of the Clyde just like blowing through the car. It's like didn't even like slow him down
Oh
really.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And he grabs him by the foot and just tosses his ass down. I will say one thing I really liked. You could tell they have a sense of like camaraderie and they want to work together. Um, you know,
Yeah.
but when he says to he says yo, like when they crash down near the trailers, Rogue Sun is getting his ass whooped and he says yo RB cannonball me. So I was curious like because they do like I showed you in a
That was
post up.
cool. That was cool.
It
Right,
was
right,
cool.
right before that, he got hit with Rogue Sun's cannonball,
Yeah,
which was pretty funny. Rogue Sun tried to save him and hit Clyde, but instead Rogue Sun hit Radiant Black, which was hilarious. But yeah, this moment here was kind of I think we mentioned this last issue. Might have been Matt. Like maybe he'll teach him how to conjure a weapon or something. I believe you did say that, and that was yeah. This was a cool ass
Close
moment.
enough. We got a bit of
Close
at least the
enough.
weapon modified, right? The little mace there, the Morning Star, a little bit, which I thought was neat.
yeah.
Very,
That's
very.
what I was saying. I thought that was really cool. I don't think we've seen him do that exactly like that before, so that was a cool
No.
thing.
Mm.
And his line, he says creative branding, all that's left is the tagline. I thought that was really funny. He's like I could tell like Ryan enjoyed writing Radiant Black because every single line of his is him making a joke or being a little bit obnoxious. And it's just
He
like
wrote
I
a
could
good
tell he had
Radiant
fun.
Black. Yeah, he
Yeah,
really
yeah, he
did.
did
He
good.
really did.
Yeah.
I kind
Really
of
funny
want.
jokes.
I wouldn't mind a one-off of like Marsh being in town, just like Dylan starting like a Dylan School of Bullying or something, like a one shot at the end where he teaches how to
Dylan
like,
School
you
of
know,
Bullying.
or something like that.
That's
I don't know,
that's
something like
awesome.
Dylan should be like offer himself as a bodyguard for nerds. Like that's what
yeah,
he should do. He
yeah,
should be the
stuff
guy
like
that
that.
like he should be the guy that beats up the other bullies. That all like the kids
Yeah,
are like paying him to do that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
or
Like
like
some mafia shit,
yeah, do my
protection.
homework and you get the prom date of your dreams or some shit like that. Something like that.
Oh
Something
yeah,
fun.
one quick
Hmm.
thing I did want to point out too is that one page where they're all flying. It's the full page spread, and they're all flying on that one page. I think we're starting to develop Ari a little bit where Marshall's like, oh, what do we need? Do we need garlic, some silver steaks or something? And Dylan says we're not gonna kill them. Basically, that's not what we do. And then Ari
I like how he
says,
says
"Yet."
unalive them. He doesn't even
Yeah,
say
and then
Yeah,
and then
unalive.
Ari
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
"Yet." So
Yeah,
I think it's kind of going to be that Punisher Daredevil dynamic there,
yeah,
where Ari's going to want to finish them off.
yeah.
Right.
So I
yeah.
think that could be a fun
But like,
dynamic
do
too.
you think that is inherently Ari, or do you think this like facsimile stone might be corrupting her because maybe
It's
it's not
like
an actual stone?
parallax.
Definitely
It's like
that, yeah.
Yeah,
parallax
exactly.
I
almost
think
just
she's
Yeah,
slowly
creeping
getting
in.
corrupted
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
That could be. Yeah, that could be more Caleb or Morningstar talking. But yeah, that's definitely something to look out for, regardless. And one of the page there might have only been 2 times I did. Yeah, there was 2 times, and actually, funny enough, they were in back-to-back pages. 17 and 18, they missed the radiant on the costume, which is always a standout
Oh
for me. It's
yeah,
like when they forget the Green Lantern logo. But yeah, they forgot it a couple times. That's okay.
In this issue?
Um, yeah, on page 17 and 18, and I don't know, it could be just my digital, but they
no,
also
it's in
forgot it
the
on
print too.
on the very back of the book where they always have that silhouette. They have Radiant Black there, but they didn't put the Radiant on, which kind of pissed me off. That was like
Charlie is like
an
going
easy one.
through it with a fine
No,
tooth
that
comb,
was an
man.
easy one. It just it pops out to me, but no, it wasn't
Wow.
like a super close up shot. But yeah, it's just something I did notice.
It happens.
Yeah,
Devastating.
100%.
No, I mean, it happens. It's an easy
Yeah.
mistake to make. I didn't
Actually,
notice it, so
3
it's worse.
times.
I'll notice a
Sorry.
grammar mistake probably before I notice like a missing logo, depending. But
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah. I think we get a tease of her powers when she's like leaving because she does this weird like spell almost or thing.
I almost thought
She
she
almost
cursed
like
them.
curses them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they joke
Yeah.
about it, but like I don't know. That didn't sit right to me. It sounds like something's coming.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Then yeah, that's pretty much the end of the fight. They're just exchanging a few words. And I think it's Ori that leaves right away, right? She's like dips
Yeah.
early. She's gonna take the guy to the jail. So they go back to Marshall's apartment. Is it just me or like when you guys see that image, the first image in his apartment where they just clearly there's a pink portal there, right? Like there's a pink portal, like that's radiant pink portal. So clearly Eva just opened the portal for them. The thing that cracks me up is immediately, I don't know why I thought this. When I see the shit that's floating near Marshall, I thought those were bongs because they look like bombs. They look like bombs. They
That's
do.
very fair. I don't.
I've
know
never
what,
heard of this device.
I
What's
don't
it
know
for?
what.
Yeah,
No,
it's
what are those?
only-
It's like magic, like like Beauty and the Beast, like talking freaking like wine flutes. I don't fucking know what those
That's what I'm
are.
No,
saying. It's only
What
until
are
it comes in and you see the sandwich. Like if there was no sandwich in that right panel and he was just drinking, I'd be like, he's drinking.
Oh
out of
no,
a bong.
it's like
Yeah,
Long
it's-
Island iced tea, fucking.
I
Thing
know,
from New
but
Orleans.
it's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
weird, like it's
No,
so weird.
that
Like
is
The
fair.
shading
It's
does make
it's
it look like they have
weird.
faces.
yeah,
Or like the
exactly.
detail.
I think they do. I think that's the idea. I think
Okay.
they're supposed to have like little weird faces, or maybe because they do look like faces. I think they're.
No,
I
you're
think
right.
those are faces, bro. I think those are faces. I think he's a weird dude, man. I think he's into some weird like types of glass shit. Like
That could
Marshall
be.
is the type of guy that would have those like those burlesque leg lamps. Marshall's the kind of guy that would have.
Yeah, and he'd have popcorn buckets, like all the popcorn buckets for sure.
Yep. Yep. He would have the that like flashlight looking Dune bucket. He would have that. Like 100%. He would have like traded bath bombs to get that. Like,
Oh
he's
yeah,
that
and there's
kind
like
of
probably 19 inches of venom somewhere in the house. Who knows? But fucking and this we took this scene though. We took it from a lighthearted crossover of just casual werewolf beatdowns to this is the real part where it's like I forgot about this element where Dylan was there when they saw the evil Marshal, and we know that that's something that's been bugging him, plaguing him, right?
Yeah.
Not just from the people that are going after his ass because they think he's the evil one, but if you saw an evil version of yourself, it would fuck you up. So it was nice to address that at the end of this issue from another angle.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I love Dylan's wisdom here. Like he really even though obviously we saw it earlier in the issue, he's trying to fight for people's recognition and appreciation as well. Like he's still able to give good advice. So we know like he's almost I guess he's maybe a little more. Is he more seasoned than has he been a superhero longer than Marshall? I'm not sure. Because kind of Marshall's kind of been in and out.
I think it's more the
existence.
journey. Like I think they both have a similar path.
It's pretty comparable.
Yeah.
But also that time in existence is weird, right? Because like Marshall experienced like a lot of time, like 4 months there in existence that seemed like more time on the outside and less time than it was. I don't know. Right. So I think it actually is comparable. That's a good point.
It's also like, he was possessed by Caleb and like there was a second Marshall. So I feel like in some ways he can relate because it's the perception of him as being a different or bad person, right? It's this perception of like, how do you change the way people look at you or how do you change yourself?
Yeah.
I think Dylan, having gone through that with Caleb, I think he can relate to it in a lot of ways. But they're also two superheroes who have, you can say in some sense, absentee parents or parents that don't necessarily love them the way that like they should, maybe be close. and so like they both have a similar path, and they're not like, I'm not saying they're the same, not even remotely.
No.
I'm just saying they're both like heroes on their own. They're kind of like lone wolves right now, and yeah, though they're working with others, it's reluctant, and now they're slowly starting to accept that and change and grow, and so yeah, like I feel like there's definitely some similarities between the two of them, and I think Marshall sees like a little bit of himself in Dylan, like maybe not the bully, but like the anger, right? Like you think about young Marshall in that flashback, he was an angry little fucker. Right? Like he was alone, he was angry,
smashing bottles on people.
Yeah, so he probably wants to see, and it's like he knew Marcus, so I think that change also he can relate to, because the first Radiant Black was not Marshall, it was Nathan. The first Rogue Sun, in since the Massiveverse started, was not Dylan. It was not Dylan. It was Marcus. So I think he also sees that, and he's like, "How do you deal
That's
with
a good point. They're both
that's fair.
mental. Someone that's like trying to living up to.
That's a good point. I like that, and also not only does Abel draw a good Radiant Black, he draws a good Marshall too.
I love seeing that.
Yeah. So that was good, and Dylan. I was surprised to see him here. He had to leave because he has homework. So either he's lying or he's switched his priorities a little bit, which is good. Which is good to see. But yeah, I guess So Pink sends him home. He leaves first. But yeah, it was nice to see this. Not a super long interaction, but just enough. Just enough to kind of give us a little kind of taste of the dynamic between these two. And it's a good one. This was really cool to see. I almost wish we just got like a full issue of them just sitting down talking about stuff. Which we'll probably never get, obviously, but it's still cool nonetheless. So yeah, we go back to what's up? Sorry.
Well, I just want to say we don't know for sure that Ari even took the Clyde to the.
That's exactly what.
What if she killed him? Yeah, what if she killed him? Like you said,
she says, "I'm fine. He's hanging from a chandelier, not like
That's a good. It could be one of
any. You know what I mean? Like,
she could have killed his ass.
I really don't think, and this was my only thought. Oh, maybe they're gonna have to chase him. With Radiant Black next issue, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna see roguesun in next issue of Radiant Black. But yeah, it's still it was I don't know, man. Ari, it's cool seeing her roguesun, but yeah, she's I don't think she's up to any good. She's trying, but just the influence and the circumstances aren't allowing her to be what she's always wanted, which is exactly what Morningstar does. So I love that theory. I really do. And we get their kind of dynamic here. I don't know if like Dylan really stands up for Ari here in front of Juliet, which is cool, which he hasn't done much. Which is so. Yeah, I guess
so. There's like a bond and respect forming between them.
They are gaining that. And after this page, it also really made me think. And I don't know about you guys, but
who is that in the last panel?
I thought it was Brock.
I can't tell.
Oh wait, no, it's not. He's got a little beard. No,
it's Caleb.
It's Caleb.
It's Caleb, right?
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
That's what I thought it was.
Where the hell is Brock? Where is this guy? When's the last time we've seen him? That should be I don't know the last time we've seen him. It's
probably
been
the
a
Minecraft
while.
where we throw in live chickens around the theater.
Maybe he's hanging out with Finnegan. Maybe he's back with Finnegan, chilling with him.
No, it is weird seeing Caleb down there. And Caleb didn't say anything the entire issue, right? Like if this is a Caleb mind control issue, we got nothing. So it's cool to see just the visage of it, but like
Bro, what if they switched bodies? What if Caleb is in Ori's body and he's like everything?
Yeah, we've seen him do it before. That would be very fun. Yeah,
there's no reason to think he can't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point. And yeah, Caleb here, like, I don't know. It's either that or he's like, I don't know. He's just letting her do her. It really seems like he's just letting her do her own thing. He's waiting for something. So I don't know if she's got to build her kind of bond up with this new sunstone or what.
Maybe he's waiting. He's waiting for her to be corrupted or something. Maybe.
Yes. Like I'm kind of leaning towards that.
There's a fake
is
sunstone. Can we
cool.
make a fake radiant? Can we just like trick someone? Like,
Well,
what
this is some parallax shit for sure. Like this is what it feels like. Truly,
Yeah.
like it feels like some parallax shit. Like,
No,
that's what it feels like.
I'm all in on this. I think Ari. I think we did the tier ranking. I think Ari is like an S tier character. She's really
Oh yeah,
multi-layered, and there's a lot of ways you can go. She's smart, but she's also young, so she can make mistakes. But also, she's she's a lot like her dad, where they're very kind of like cutthroat or to the point. Like I'm pumped with like Rogue Sun's amazing. I was admiring the designs of the two characters. Like, how lucky are we that this series spun off into like the two biggest heroes in it, Rogue Sun and Radiant Black. Like, those are bulletproof designs. My only knock on Radiant Sun is it's hard to see emotion, but like other than that, it's fucking sick.
yeah.
I do have,
Love this
yeah,
issue.
it was shown also at C2E2, and I guess skip a couple minutes if you don't want any like info on any of the slits, like the solicits or anything. But Rogue Sun 29, it was a cool cover of them in almost like a Rogue Sun existence type of realm, fighting a white Rogue Sun. It looked like, so I'm wondering if that's gonna be Ari or Caleb. But I think it's got to be one of the two. I think so. But we're leading down some cool places here, for sure. So yeah, I'm super excited. We're gonna get back to what's his name, Noxious. Yeah, we're gonna get back to him, and he was a cool villain.
Yeah, I love the quote at the end of the issue. Do you have a preference between yoga and girl troubles? That's actually hilarious.
Good. Yeah,
so
Brian cooking, man, cooking.
No, this is cool. It would be interesting if one of the Blood Moons just get killed by Ari, and that's done. Because I mean, there's a lot of Blood Moon brothers that we could have similar effects with. It would be like a big story point, like, oh yeah, gone. Like I would like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, there could be like the next arc is like the Blood Moon family feud with the right, like they want revenge and they come back. She brings the whole like clan. That would be really cool. They like storm the that would be actually like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, that would be so much fun to do. Like that would be pretty cool if they there's a whole feud between them if she killed
well, speaking of family feud, I mean, if Morningstar could be in control of Ari, we could have Ari and Dylan's mom versus Marcus, and Dylan, and like there's a lot of family elements at play. At the core of this, family is like a big part of this, so I wouldn't put it past it being a big part of the Morningstar climax.
There's also like a lot of players right now in Rogue Sun. Like we have the people from the traders from the what's it called with the Queen,
Raven Queen.
And
we got Dottie.
I forget what it's called.
The
aviary.
The aviary.
Yeah. So we have like the traders in the aviary who were captured and imprisoned. They have revenge that they're seeking. We have Time Falcon, who's like doing whatever. Yeah, we have Suave. Suave was helping Noxious, right? Last issue or something. We saw, so he's back in it. So like there's a lot of people involved that were like could be suspects or could have their hands in this somehow. So that's what makes it even more interesting for me. There's a lot to look forward to. Yeah. So
no, that's so
great
true.
issue.
Looking and also I guess at the end of last issue we saw him talking. He was about to talk to his mom. So I'm curious if that conversation's already happened or maybe this takes place at a different time. I don't know if we'll get that answer.
I'm thinking it does. It was weird. I saw that preview and it was like a fever dream where it's like, so she like the religious elements, like she hates Radiant Black, but she likes Marshall. Like that's such a weird. It's like like Spider-Man dynamics.
Yeah.
But do you think she knows that he's Radiant Black? Does she know he's Radiant Black? Have we established that?
I don't think so.
I don't think she knows. Yeah.
She just knows the dogs cost money, and she probably thinks he's on heroin or something. Like,
I'm curious to see. What happens in that issue. Just like not just in the B plot, like the A plot in that, I guess in that issue where they focus on the Blood Moon setup, but even the B plot of like what are they progressing from previous Radiant Black issues. I'm curious to see if we get any cool Easter eggs and all that. But another great issue in the books. Yeah.
Nonetheless, if we don't get any, and I don't think we're getting any Rogue Sun next issue of Radiant Black, but we're still getting Blood Moon, so that's always an exciting thing, So
and we could be wrong. What if we're wrong? I don't think we are, but like
that would be amazing. That would be incredible. But yeah, April 30th for that one, issue 33. That's coming up nice and soon. So this was an awesome crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a success, and even if it's just this one issue, definitely it was enough. It was enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So issue 27 comes out May 21st. Make sure you guys get your pre-orders in. Again, that's just a month away. They're keeping the weekly schedule nice. And roguesun Volume 5 has recently been solicited. It collects issues 25 to 29. Interesting that it doesn't collect 30. And
Does it show
there's
the
no
cover?
cover yet.
Oh,
No
okay,
cover
okay.
yet. So I'm assuming that means it will be an original cover, a new cover.
Probably
They've been doing
Ari.
that.
We would think probably Ari.
Yeah, it'd probably be Ari. Yeah, and they've been doing that for the last. The last one was Divinity, and the one before that was
Yeah,
was Caleb, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
think
they're
we'll
doing
get
these
Ari.
original covers. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna grab that. So I'm very excited for that, and obviously we'll post it as soon as we get the information. So that's that to look forward to, and yeah, that's it. Oh, and the 1 in 25 variant for the 27 is the X-Men homage, the Jim Lee X-Men cover. So it's gonna be hot. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go, we just want to say that this is a show that is sponsored by you guys. So we appreciate everyone's support, especially our patrons, which we'll get to here in a second. But if you're someone who just wants to support in any other way, you could just leave a comment, a like, leave a review for the podcast on your podcast aggregator, Podbean, whatever. It really goes a long way for the show. We're trying to get the show bigger so that we can bring more eyes and attention to the massive verse, keep it going for as long as possible, have fun, talk with everyone. We do have a giveaway we're doing on the Reading Black podcast, and since we have Reading Black in this episode, might as well bring it up. And we're one or two subscribers away for 400, which means we'll be giving away the hardcover shortly thereafter. So, yeah, make sure you subscribe. Then we'll
Just
run our
sold
giveaway.
out right now, I think. No,
is it really?
I believe
Wow.
I thought it was sold out on a lot of sites. But yeah, it's getting harder and harder to find.
Interesting.
I'm not sure about Black Market Narrative. Market Narrative still might have some. That I actually don't know. But yeah, it's a big one. Yeah, it's a big one nonetheless, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's brand new. It's still wrapped. We're going to be giving that away. We'll probably be doing some roguesun giveaways too. I did get a few copies of the 25-second print, so maybe we'll give away one of those in the upcoming episode. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and of course you can subscribe to our roguesun YouTube channel. We have a dedicated YouTube channel just for roguesun. So yeah, check that out. And yeah, here's our patrons. We just want to say a quick thank you to everyone for helping us out. Noah, Patrick, Joe, Jordan, Eric, and Cameron, thank you so much, guys, for your support. Really appreciate it. It's been fantastic. Love to see the constant growth over time. Newsletters coming soon. I've personally just been I've been so busy. I haven't really had time to work on them since the last time I worked on them. So soon, I will say, but we keep adding to them anyway. So like they're going to be bigger than originally promised. So there's that to look forward to. And
check out our cowl review. Check out our cowl review too. We got that up there.
Did you guys see that about cowl though?
Bonus.
It looks like the last issue solicit was removed. Like it's just gone. So
what?
I heard they.
I honestly totally forgot.
I heard they might be doing it at a later date, but like right now, this is gone. So yeah,
damn,
hopefully
that's tough.
It comes out. I really want that issue. So hopefully
that's super tough. And the hardcover is sold out on Black Market Narrative. So that's definitely a giveaway you guys are gonna want to get in for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Wait, let me go back to our beautiful. There we go. Oh yeah. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us today. It was a great time. We'll see you next time for roguesun number 27, where we're going to continue the fight with Noxious and Morningstar in the background. Thanks so much, everyone. See you later. Go Rogue.